welcome to the Thing Opposite podcast, where we talk about stuff,
And things. Every stuff and things.
but opposite.
Right, so that like not similar.
Yes, that is the definition of opposite.
Right. Yeah, I've been working on my definitions. I got thesaurus.
Ooh,
Yeah.
you're gonna learn bigger words now.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm gonna try to. You know, like plethora.
I think that's the only big word we know.
Yeah, it is. Anyway, I'm Aaron. This is Derek.
I'm Derek. That's Aaron. And today we're going to be doing a little two-part series. This time it's going to be Marvel versus DC.
Jason Momoa, if you're listening to this, have my babies. Alright, what were we talking about?
Dude, he is so huge.
I know.
Dude, I met him at Comic-Con a few years ago, and Jesus Christ, I look so tiny.
Is he married?
I think so.
Ah.
I think he's married, has kids and all that.
It's a bummer. You know? Thought I had a chance.
It's okay, dude. But, sadly, we're not going to be talking about DC today. We're going to be talking about Marvel.
Spider-Man, have my babies.
Currently, that's Tom Holland, and, well, I mean, he's like 20, so.
Right. A couple years ago, he wasn't 20. That might have been illegal to say, but yeah, you know, you can say it now.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, you're the Marvel guy. I don't know much about this stuff. I know who the heroes are. Like I know I support Captain America, you know, because of blind patriotism. But yeah,
I mean, if you're going to bring up Civil War, I mean, technically, both sides had reasonable reasons.
reasonable reasons. That sounds like a really like cheap Walmart cologne. Like reasonable reasons by Derek LeBeau. You know?
Why would I call my cologne Reasonable Reasons? I would call it the D-Rec.
Ugh. No, yeah, I didn't see Civil War. So, I'm going to this episode pretty blind, to be honest.
Yeah, this was obviously my idea, but
100%, yeah. Not that I don't like it. I don't have anything against it. Don't at me, because people will come after you for that kind of thing these days.
yeah, but obviously I'm the nerd in the situation considering I'm wearing a Avengers Endgame hoodie versus your Houston Astros.
Stros, guys. Support the Stros. The only reason I have this, I'm not against the Stros. But when they lost the World Series, I got it at Walmart for really cheap. So, you know, that's what happened. It was $10.
I mean, $10 is $10.
It is. Yeah, we're at that point now.
Oh, we're finally at discount.
Oh yeah. I'm going to be 5 below in the next month.
Alright, so we're at half price right now. We're going to go about 75% in a couple weeks.
Yep, 5 below.
So at what point are you going to be 90% off?
Dollar Tree.
Mm.
Yeah, I have to say though, with the Marvel stuff especially, who's your favorite, man?
My heart will go to Spidey. He was the first Marvel character I was introduced to his like gallery of heroes, villains, and all them. Because I remember as a kid, I remember the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans. I remember the 90s cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
And also the Spider-Man for PlayStation 1. I would watch my brother play that all the time.
It was such a great game, man. We talked about that before. It was a great game.
Yeah, I love how pissed off my brother would get when he got to towards the end of the game, so the game starts off fairly easy and basic. You're just going against thugs. But towards the end of the game, you start going against, like, symbiotes and all this stuff, and those things are, like, impossible to beat. And then the final boss is, it was a Carnage Doc Ock.
Yeah, you fight them both, and then there's some weird, like...
Then they, like, mutate,
together.
and you have to, like, run away. You make one wrong move, and you gotta start over.
And it's aggravating. Carnage was weird. That's another... Carnage is insane. Like people don't really know a whole lot about Carnage because he was never introduced necessarily hardcore in the movies. But Carnage is wild, bro.
He's supposed to be in the Venom sequel, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Carnage makes Venom look like Spider-Man. Carnage is wild.
Yeah. Venom is the Spider-Man what Carnage is to Venom, basically.
Right, yeah, he's like super symbiote, and he's like super deadly. Like he murders people. Like there's no,
Well,
no
so,
off.
so does Venom, technically, but...
Yeah, but when you're
to a lesser
introduced
extent.
right, when you're introduced to Venom, it's always been sort of... I mean, the new movie did pretty good with that, I have to say. I liked it. But it's always... I always try to avoid those kind of things in superhero movies. you know. But yeah, it's really hard to do that with Carnage because he's literally just out here killing people. Like he's just out
Yeah.
here murking people, and that's all he does. Whereas yeah, Venom eats people, I know, but Carnage does it simply to see him bleed. Like Carnage goes hard, man. Carnage is the most psychotic villain I think Spider-Man has.
Yeah, in the Venom movie, they explain as he feeds to survive, basically.
Right. Whereas Carnage he does too, but he also does it for fun, which is different.
Yeah.
Like if you eat people to survive, that's okay. I'm just saying, like it's more understandable than if you're just out here eating people.
True. That's very true. I don't condone eating people unless you absolutely have to, but
Define absolutely have to.
like you're crash landed in the middle of the Arctic tundra and you have no hope of surviving unless you eat someone else, and that person's already dead.
Oh, I was about to say, now hold on, do we?
Yeah, no, it's survival of the fittest. So whoever goes first gets eaten first.
Anyways, yeah, no, but the villain, as far as Spider-Man goes, I think Carnage is probably I wouldn't say my favorite, but he's definitely the most interesting.
I mean, I've always been partial to Mysterio.
Oh yeah, we talked about it.
Yeah, because I was just super excited when he came into Far From Home. Like, Jake Gyllenhaal, he did some fun things with that character.
I thought so too. I actually agree with you. I like Jake Gyllenhaal. I think he's a good actor, and I think that he played the character very well. But Spider-Man, yeah, I would kind of agree with you, man. Spider-Man's always been there for us, right? Like throughout our entire life, like there's always been something to do with Spider-Man. There's always been new cartoons. There's always been new movies. To me, when it comes to Marvel, I think Spider-Man is the hero that had the most impact.
Yeah, when you look at graphs or whatever of the most influential superheroes or most popular superheroes, it's always Superman, Batman, and Spider-Man.
Yeah, that makes sense. I like the Hulk a lot too, though, man. Something about
Just smashing things.
yeah, it's like a human emotion to his superpower. Like we all get mad, want to punch walls, right? And he just actually does it.
I mean, that's one of the reasons why Spider-Man really works is because it's a very relatable character. Because at the end of... Because, while yes, he is a superhero who's saving the day, he is also, depending on which comic you're on, he's either a teenager in high school, he is late teens, early 20s, going to college.
Delivering pizzas and shit.
Delivering pizzas,
yeah. He's
being a
like you
reporter.
and me, but he's also punching people in the face. He's like the most humble superhero ever, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Because he could just sell that. Everybody, Iron Man, everybody knows who Iron Man is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man always has to protect his identity, or always chooses to. You know how rich you would be if you were Spider-Man? You know how rich you could become?
Well, in the comics, Spider-Man does eventually become as rich as Tony Stark.
What does he do?
He opens a tech company.
That makes sense, because he's, yeah. I mean, it makes sense. Yeah, that's what I would do if I was Spider-Man.
I mean, Peter Parker is super smart, and he's really good with sciencey and technology stuff, so...
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. I mean, that he would do all that. Did you watch Into the Spider-Verse?
Of course.
That was a great movie. I loved it. It was cool for being different. It was cool.
Yeah, it gave me a chance to learn about these different Spider-Man, which I had never heard of. I've heard of 2099 and Spider-Noir, but the Penny Parker, that was one I never really heard of. Peter Porker, that was another one.
And those are all legit. Those are all canon.
Yeah, they've all been introduced in some comic form.
Okay, all right, well that makes sense.
So it's not just created for the movie. It's
I liked it. I liked the little story they had going on. I liked that. I didn't like that Spider-Man died. That was rough. But I also didn't like that the other main Spider-Man was a piece of shit. He was in really hard times.
I mean, it makes him relatable.
Well, it does. I mean, to me that does show that even superheroes have bad days, I guess, right?
Yeah, that was kind of the
cool.
point.
It did a good job of that.
But I'm curious what they're going to do with the sequel.
When's it coming out?
Either 2021 or 2022.
Yeah, I kind of want to see it. Should be cool. What if they're gonna? Well, I guess they gotta get everybody back together, get the whole gang back together.
Yeah, they'll probably introduce another one. They teased Spider-Man 2099, so I'm sure that'll be some sort of element in it.
Mm. Yeah, well, I mean, I liked it a lot. But my kid watches those Lego Marvel cartoons all the time, and I hate them. I absolutely hate them. Can't do it.
Yeah, I love the Lego Marvel video games. I can't really get into those little short movies.
Yeah, they're just stupid. It's like
That's fair.
it's well, and it's not for us, right? Like that's obviously for children.
Yeah.
But there's one where like it's called like Maximum Overload or something, and Loki just like makes every villain for all the superheroes like have all these like makes them stronger by throwing these balls at them.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is this? What are we doing? It was kind of funny at some parts though, but yeah, it's clearly not for us. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I actually do enjoy like the newer cartoons though, of, like the Avengers and Marvel Spider-Man, because those cartoons,
Yeah.
they're a little cheesy, but they're still fun to watch.
I love just about every Spider-Man cartoon I've ever seen. They're all good. I told you before, specifically the one with Drake Bell. He's fantastic. He does a great Peter Parker. But the one from the '90s is pretty great. Oh, it's the meme overlord of the Spider-Man cartoons.
Yeah, that cartoon was definitely the one that introduced us to a lot of his character, well, universe characters, because
Right.
you get introduced to all his friends, all his family,
Yeah.
enemies, frenemies.
They had all the villains in that. At some point or another, they had all the villains in that
Yep.
one. It was a long running series though, right?
I think it was actually only like 3 or 4 seasons.
Wow, they got a lot done in 3 or 4 seasons because they had. I mean,
I-
obviously
I-
all the main villains.
I think every season had like 20 to 30 episodes, but
Yeah, it makes sense. No, I remember it being good because you're right. That was probably the first cartoon superhero show that actually introduced you to everyone, everything. It was like every villain was there. Like you said, all the friends, all the families, other heroes that are involved in that universe specifically. Yeah, I mean, even the old Batman cartoon didn't pull that off. So yeah, it was good for that.
but Marvel has definitely taken over as far as
Entertainment,
yeah,
just in general. Yeah, you're right, man.
because Endgame literally became the #1 box office movie. Every movie that came out this year broke $1 billion.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. It's weird because they just did it perfect. Disney's good, man. They did it perfect. They had a plan. They wrote their little plan out on the board. They released the movies like they said they were. I mean, and the problem is, you know, when you compare it to the other side, when you compare it to DC, they just can't keep up. They started too late. It's already, the hype is already over. You know.
Yeah, for Marvel, they definitely did it right. They kind of built up characters through the first 5 movies of the universe: Iron Man, Iron Man 2, Incredible Hulk, Thor, and Captain America. Then there were Avengers, which, while Endgame is probably overtaken the #1 spot for me, Avengers, the first one, I still get chills every time they do the little pan shot of all the heroes together for the first time.
Yeah, that was a good movie. I saw that one. But the Hulk movies, though, you know, that was what was weird because they kind of saved that.
Well, so here's the thing with the Hulk. I think there's a thing where he's about to be fully Marvel's, but there's a thing where he's still owned by, I think, Paramount.
Right, cause
Or something like that.
I think they did the first 2 movies, right?
So the Hulk movie in 2003 was just a one-off distribution thing.
Yeah, that was with Ed Norton.
Yeah, no, that was Eric Bana. The 2003 Hulk, the one that was super weird, very comic book. You don't remember that one?
Hold on, keep talking.
And then the one 2008 was the one that was actually part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That was the one with Ed Norton. But because of rights issues, that's why we've only been able to see him in other Marvel movies. We haven't been able to see him in his own standalone. Because I'm sure Kevin Feige can figure out something to do with the Hulk as a standalone movie. But they just, because of rights issues, it's just easier to incorporate him into different movies.
I do remember 2003. Yeah, that was a weird movie. Ed Norton's movie was much better.
Yeah, I will say the 2003 Hulk movie definitely had a very comic booky feel to it, at least. Because it literally had, like, the little graphic panels as transitions, which was kind of cool.
Why didn't they bring Ed Norton back? What was the...
Because he tried to take too much control over the character.
Oh, man, that's messed. I like Ed Norton a lot. He's a good actor.
It's just a lot of drama that happened behind the scenes, basically, as to why he didn't come back. But Mark Ruffalo took over.
No, Mark Ruffalo did great. I'm not saying Mark Ruffalo did good. I like Mark Ruffalo. I think he does a great Hulk.
But, yeah, so basically it ended up being creative differences as the technical term for why he left, but...
Yeah, I don't know why I got that confused. For some reason, I thought 2008 was where Mark Ruffalo took over. I didn't realize 2003
Yeah,
was.
no, Mark Ruffalo wasn't introduced into 2012 in the Avengers movie.
Yeah, I'd like to see a good Hulk standalone movie. That'd be nice. Because the one in 2008 was good. It was a good movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like The Forgotten Child because of the rights distribution issues, and just it was kind of not well received because it was coming off the heels of the 2003 Hulk movie.
Yeah, it was weird. It was like a weird movie.
Yeah, it was also the point where people didn't really realize a universe was being built. Because Kevin Feige had the plan to make it to the Avengers, but they were just kind of gambling on Iron Man and the Hulk. So they released those two movies, and they had post-credit scenes that kind of connected both a little bit. You had Nick Fury come in talking about the Avengers Initiative in Iron Man and their little stinger. And for the Hulk, it was Tony Stark talking to General Ross.
Okay.
And that was kind of like the first seeds of, hey, we're building this bigger universe.
And nobody caught it because we're all dumb.
Yeah, no one realized there was post-credit scenes probably until like Iron Man 2 or whatever. Even though it was kind of weird after, I think it was Captain America. Their stinger was literally a trailer for the Avengers movie.
That's how they get you, man. No, I like the Hulk. I did like watching those movies, even in 2003 when it was weird, but it was good. I mean, it was better than what was that movie? What was the one with Ryan Reynolds?
Deadpool?
No.
Green Lantern?
Green Lantern.
You gotta be specific. He's been in a lot of comic book movies.
Yeah, but every other one is good.
That's fair.
Green Lantern.
Well, X-Men Origins Wolverine, that was kind of a...
Well, you didn't really know it was him. I didn't know it was him.
That's Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, I know it is. I'm saying like you didn't, but it wasn't like he didn't play like that regular Ryan Reynolds character.
He did it for the first like 10 minutes of the movie.
Really?
Yeah, remember at the very beginning he was like part of the little group of guys, and he had the spinning sword scene with stopping the bullets. They literally alluded a joke to that in Deadpool 2.
I gotta go back and watch that movie.
Wait,
I didn't know.
Wait, you thought Deadpool just appeared at the very end for that climactic scene? Really?
Yeah, I don't know how I missed the...
You don't remember Ryan Reynolds towards the beginning of the movie?
No, you know how long it's been since I saw that movie, though, to be fair? It's been a long time.
Same, but still.
Man, I don't know. You're right. I know you're right. I don't remember that. I don't remember seeing it. I thought he just came in at the end of the movie. I thought it was more of a cameo than it was an actual part. That's weird. Why? How did I not know that?
I'm not sure, but I do think that Marvel was kind of like the company that made superheroes popular again. Because after the run of Superman and Batman movies they ranged from pretty good to mediocre. It was kind of hard to get a blockbuster superhero movie going.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, but what's weird about it is it was really hard to get a blockbuster superhero anything going. I mean, think about it, man. How many video games, how much shit have we waded through for a good superhero video game, man? I mean, there's literally like two. There's Spider-Man, the new one, and there's Spider-Man 2. That's really the only two superhero games.
Well, the Batman Arkham series.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. That's not the same thing. To me, that wasn't a superhero game. That was just like an action-adventure game. Like, I don't know. I have a hard, like when it comes to, I know Batman's like a hero, whatever, but I have a hard time when you play that game because it's not really, even, think about most superhero games when you play them, like Spider-Man. If you're just kicking the shit out of thugs, it's easy. You never die. Like, you can do it for hours. Mm-hmm. Batman was an actual challenge to even do that at times. You know, if they had guns, you were screwed. You had to so to me, it was much more, action adventure with some stealth gameplay. Mm-hmm. Great game. Not saying it's bad, but it really didn't fit even that original. I don't know if you remember the Sega Genesis Batman game, Batman and Robin. It was like really good. And that was more superhero than the Arkham games to me. But remember the Superman game?
Yeah, we don't talk about that. I think there's yet to be a good Superman game. So
which is it would be so easy to make one. I don't understand why they can't figure this out.
The thing is, if there's a VR game, it's kind of like one of those you can play it as normal, but you can also play it as a VR game. Mm. It's this game where basically you're a superhero, and you basically fly around, shoot lasers, and all that stuff.
Dude, you should. I know we're talking about superheroes. You should download the City of Heroes on your laptop, man. It's free. They have they brought it back. Somebody, I don't know if you played City of Heroes back
I
in
have
the day.
not, no.
It's awesome. You get to be a hero in a city.
Is that what that game's about?
Yeah, or you could be a villain. You know,
Hmm.
it's like villain of Hero, City of Villains, or you could be like a rogue.
Mhm.
Like do whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's a good game, but it's free, which is awesome. Started playing it a while back. Anyway,
But
City of Heroes.
But yeah, the X-Men movies and the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies were definitely the ones that kind of started the renaissance of superhero movies.
Yeah, I think X-Men Origins Wolverine 2 was, I don't know, I kind of like when they get edgy with those movies. So I kind of like, that's why I like Deadpool. Like, I like the edginess of it, too, because there's an adult side to it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, yeah, Sam Raimi Spider-Man, I mean, look, I don't think any of them was bad. I mean,
I will agree with the ranking people put him in, but Spider-Man 3, I think, is hated a little too much.
nah, I agree. Yeah, I don't know what people, I mean, I thought it was alright. Like, I mean, it wasn't the best one, but it was alright. Like, it was good.
Like, I remember as a kid, I saw that 3 times in theaters. I was a kid.
No, I mean, dude, the first two, oh, it was just so good. I mean, I don't know. They were a great reintroduction to Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the time period where he was like graduating high school, going into college, like that time period of Peter Parker's life was good. Although I do like the new time period too, where he's basically a high school kid. Like I think that's cool too. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people said, you know, like when Andrew Garfield did it, oh, his were better. I disagree. I mean, I think all of them have a spot. I mean, Tobey Maguire was a good Spider-Man.
I mean, Tobey Maguire kind of captured the essence of the original 60s comic Spider-Man.
Right.
But Andrew Garfield was kind of like a modern interpretation.
Mm-hmm.
So he was smart, but he was kind of awkward, but like in a modern way.
Right.
But he was still kind of cool at the same time. He was kind of like us. He was more like
He's
in the
like
middle.
chilling. Yeah, kind of just like a chilling. You know, he's like a smart dude.
Like he's not
kinda
popular.
nerdy, but he's not like not popular. Like,
Yeah.
he's got friends, but not like other friends. And,
Yeah.
he's like, you know.
It's kind of like the middle ground.
Yeah, it fit for sure. Yeah, Tobey Maguire to me though, I don't know. I think we'll see. I just saw Far From Home not too long ago, and I liked it. I loved it. In fact, we'll see. I want to see how far they're going to go with this, and how I feel about Tobey Maguire's afterwards. As of right now, he's still my favorite. He really is.
Well, the thing with Tom Holland is since Sony and Disney are having to have joint custody basically of Spider-Man, it's been kind of hard to do what they want to with the character to the fullest. Because
Isn't the idea that he's going to take over the Marvel, like he's going to be the new face?
that's the problem with the whole deal, because they just made the new deal recently, but the original deal was 5 movies, 2 standalones, and 3 other movies. So it was Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame for those
3.
3, and then you got the 2 standalones.
Okay.
They just reached a new deal where I think he's gonna be in 1 more standalone and 1 more just other movie.
What do you think they're going to do with the other movie? I mean, we obviously standalone is going to be another Spider-Man movie, but what's going to be the other one?
I'm not sure yet. They haven't really announced anything in regards to that. I think the only thing that's for sure is probably in 2021 they're probably going to film, well, not film, but release the 3rd Spider-Man.
Yeah, so, yeah, it's kind of a thing, right? Because Avengers is done. I mean, it's over.
Yes and no.
I didn't see it, I don't know. But
Well, the arc that they're doing with the Infinity Stones, that's done. But because it's such a big IP and such a big brand,
right,
they're going to kind of like bring it back and rebuild.
Right, but it's not going to be for a while. Like, they're not going to do that tomorrow. Like, this is going to be a few years, I would imagine.
Yeah, no. They're kind of creating this game plan where it's going to be, they're going to have some people here who are like Earth level, street level, and then you have the cosmic.
Do you think it's going to be hard to get all the actors that everybody's come to know and love to come back and play those parts? I mean, you think RDJ is going to come back? Do you think,
The only thing RDJ is definitely coming back for is there's going to be a thing on Disney Plus called What If. It's going to be a cartoon. And he's going to voice Iron Man, obviously.
Okay, so so he's still kind of okay with doing that. So there's a chance that he would come back and play Iron Man again.
He's not going to come back and play Iron Man.
Really? Okay.
I would say maybe at most a voice capacity, because maybe you upload his AI or something. But he's not going to come back as a physical person.
Who do you get to replace him?
That's the thing. If Disney can get full control of Spider-Man, he will probably be the one that leads the Avengers. If not...
So no more Iron Man? Or replace Iron Man with someone else? Like replace RDJ with somebody else?
Yeah, because if you haven't seen Endgame...
I haven't.
Spoilers. Spoilers.
You can, I mean, at this point, if they haven't seen it, that's on them.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Which the internet kind of ruined it anyway. But if you don't want to hear what happens, skip about 30 seconds. But Tony Stark dies at the end.
Oh, really? In Endgame, he dies?
Yes!
I didn't know that.
You
Wait. He's dead?
Yes, he's dead.
What the shit? Wait, so there's no more Iron Man?
Yes.
What? How he dies?
It's called Stakes.
Okay, listen. But he just dies.
Well, it's not like he just dies for no reason. It's a heroic sacrifice kind of thing.
Oh, well, that's sweet. I mean, respect. R.I.P. Tony.
Just watch Endgame.
I'm gonna watch him, man.
Dude, I cried. Like, no, legit, at the movies, I cried about 2 or 3 sad cries and, like, one just, like, holy shit cries.
So, I mean, do you think they, he leaves the suit for someone else and they come in and be a new, like, Iron Man, or you think they just get rid of Iron Man?
I mean, they do have people who take up the mantle in the comics, but I think they're kind of leaving Spider-Man to be that person if they can make it work to where he's part of it forever. Which Sony is in a win-win if they work with Marvel on that.
Can Tom Holland lead the Avengers? Because that's not just a writing angle. Like, he has to actually be able to make it seem like he could do that, right? Like, he can't just... Like, they can't throw me in there and be like, yeah, man, make this movie part work. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no. I think with Far From Home, towards the end, when he kind of when you see him, like, mess around building the suit and he kind of starts to take initiative...
Right.
for everything that's gone wrong. Jesus Christ.
I know, man. I'm having the same problem today. It's all good. It's all good, man. Drink your water. Wow, did you swallow hard? I could hear it. It was weird.
I'm sorry. But, let's talk... Oh, right. So towards the end of the movie, he starts to really come into his own as a hero, which he kind of did in the first movie, but this time it's kind of like you see that Tony Stark in him that's kind of like forming. So if they can if Marvel can get to where Peter's in there full time, even if it's like some sort of deal where it's like a 25-75 or 50-50 deal, if they can keep Peter in there, they can definitely use him as a leader of the Avengers.
Yeah, it's just a matter of making him, making it work with Sony. Yeah, I mean, I imagine sooner or later Sony will give that away, or rather sell it. I mean, it's kind of...
Well, apparently the price tag for Spider-Man to buy him outright is about $10 billion. Which Disney bought Marvel back in 2012 for about $4 or $5 billion. So
Disney basically bought Marvel, increased Spider-Man's value by doing so, and now they kind of shit on themselves, right? Like, that's kind of what happened, because he wasn't worth that before they got all the stuff rolling Marvel.
Well, the thing is, Spider-Man is a very popular IP. Like I said, he's in the top 3 superheroes of all time.
Right.
So he does have a lot of value to him, but he also has a universe all in himself. Because that's why Sony's technically able to make their universe. They're just struggling to get off the ground. Mm-hmm. But he has so many villains, so many side characters.
True.
You see that in the Spider-Verse. You see that in the Spider-Man games. He has a lot of allies and villains just in his small little bubble. He has his own universe in that bubble.
Yeah, I mean, that's a thing. And you're right. He's been developed for so long because he's always been a hit. They've really got him rolling. But yeah, so I mean, so you think he could work that out? I mean, you don't think it would look ridiculous, this kid telling Thor what to do?
Well, I don't think it's gonna be him telling him what to do. I think he's definitely gonna have some. I feel like they're gonna form a version of the Illuminati. Not like the real world Illuminati, but in the comics, there's a group of heroes who form this kind of group.
Right.
To make just big decisions.
Oh, so yeah, it's like a United Nation of heroes.
basically.
Yeah.
And I think Spider-Man can be a leader, just he still needs to come into his own. He still needs that third solo movie to kind of solidify. He has the know-how and grit to be the leader.
Right. Well, that's the biggest thing. You got to be able to sell the idea. Now, obviously, look, those people at Disney that make these decisions, they're a lot smarter than we are. So they would probably know a little bit more about that than we do.
Yeah,
But,
I would say Kevin Feige and Louis Despacito or something like that. I think that's his name.
Despacito? It's like that song, right? Despacito.
And yeah, they've both been with the thing since the beginning.
And it's worked out tremendously.
They've been able to create this universe that's interconnected, and with the TV shows, they're just going to make it even bigger.
Yeah, I mean, TV shows, that's another one. Well, I know Marvel had a lot of, I guess they had some sort of deal with Disney for all those shows, like Luke Cage.
You mean a deal with Netflix?
I'm sorry. Netflix. Ridiculous. Anyway, there's too many people involved here. But no, Luke Cage, Man with the Iron Fist, Jessica Jones.
And Daredevil.
Daredevil. I didn't see Daredevil. Was it good?
I'm going to be honest, I only saw a season and a half.
I watched Jessica Jones, though.
Because I found those shows, they're like we talked about with AMC shows, they're good, but they're slow.
I thought Jessica Jones had a pretty good pace. Man with the Iron Fist I could not get into.
I don't think anyone could.
I don't know what they were doing, man. But Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones.
Funny enough, she was in Breaking Bad. Can you stop? You're making this weird. You're making eye contact.
No, it was a great show. I love you, Jessica Jones. Anyway, Luke Cage was alright. I watched a little bit of that, but I think you're right. They were kind of slow because I just couldn't I couldn't invest.
Because it's just one of those things when you watch a superhero thing, you just expect there to be action character moment.
Yeah, it was more drama. These were more dramas than
it was
shows.
drama and character moments more than the
now David
action.
Tennant being in Jessica Jones was cool. He did good.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, I that kind of kept me watching because I was like, oh, it's David Tennant, and I was like, Jessica Jones, and I was like, oh, David Tennant. I was like, Jessica Jones.
So you had eye candy no matter who was on screen.
Facts.
But the Netflix shows did get a chance to have like a grittier version of.
You think Disney's gonna do anything with that? Enter that realm at all? A little adult section on Disney, Disney Plus?
I think if there's going to be an adult section, they're going to put it on Hulu.
That probably would be a smart thing to do, right?
Yeah, because they own majority stakes in Hulu. So,
right. Is there anything like adult on Disney at all at this point? Disney any like rated R or anything?
I mean, technically they own Deadpool now, so.
That would be interesting.
But I think they're gonna tone it down to a PG-13 whenever they do.
Drop it on. Well, they did that for the Deadpool 2. They re-released it as a PG-13 movie.
Yeah, which it was actually kind of funny to watch.
I love Deadpool for the fact that it's just so gritty. Because like it's Ryan Reynolds being Ryan Reynolds. Like he's just being so ridiculous.
What I think they should do is they should release two versions, not in theaters necessarily, but when they release at home, have two separate versions. Don't put them in the same box. Have a clean version, PG-13, and one that's just unrated.
Yeah.
So that way you're not alienating the fans who are like, I want the gritty one, and then you can buy that one and be like, oh, I get the one I want.
Right. Yeah, because some people, they want to watch. They want to, watch with their kids. And I mean, I get that. I understand that. I think it would be kind of funny to do exactly what you said, but don't put which one's which on the box for like a week, and just let people buy it and just guess.
It's like, honey, we need to watch this before we let Billy watch this.
Turn it on, like people getting their heads cut off.
It's like, okay, we got the wrong version. I mean, we got the right version, but we got the wrong version.
Right. No, that's because I love Deadpool, but yeah, you should never let a kid see that because it is. You remember his tiny feet?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was weird. But yeah, so the Netflix shows, those were definitely a good gritty introduction to those characters. But there was also Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which I fell off of after about season 3, but it was a good show.
I think I watched one episode of that, and I meant to keep watching it, but I was watching something else at the time. There's just too many shows.
Yeah, it's just one of those shows that I do enjoy, but I just kind of fell off and just felt too far behind, where it's like kind of intimidating to go back.
Was Samuel Jackson ever on
it? I think he was in one episode.
Yeah, you gotta sell it, like shows up.
Yeah, Because the thing with Agents of Shield is it's connected, but the movies can only affect it, but it can't affect the movies.
All right. He just walks in there like, surprise, motherfucker.
But it was a good show. It kind of introduced the whole idea of Inhumans and all that stuff, which was really cool. You got to see a variety of powers on the show.
That is kind of cool. I kind of like the. That's kind of what I liked about Deadpool to some degree, though, with those random superheroes that you don't know, and you're like, oh, that's kind of cool. That girl can do this, you know, and that guy does that. I mean, it's kind of cool, you know.
Yeah.
I wish they put it like a main superhero in there, but I know they're not going to just because of image. But
yeah, the one thing I don't like about it though is it kind of somewhat cheapened the death of Agent Coulson in the Avengers. Because his death in the Avengers was the whole reason that they finally were like, we need to work together to defeat Loki. It was his death that was kind of like that push they needed. So the fact that they're like a year later, oh hey, by the way, we have a show starring Phil Coulson.
I see what you're saying. So I was like, okay.
So it kind of takes away from the impact of the fact that he got stabbed in the heart. Which, don't get me wrong, I love Phil Coulson. He did a great job on the show, but it cheapened the death of the movie.
Speaking of Loki, did you play, this is off subject, but did you play God of War?
No.
Dude, you didn't play God of War.
You keep telling me I need to play all these games. I don't have the time to play all these games.
Derek, what are we doing right now? You could be playing while we're talking.
No, we need this nice pretty backdrop that's not going to get us copy-stricken.
You get copy-stricken for playing a video game?
Not really, but...
What's that?
Well, actually, no. The music in the game can get you in trouble.
I was going to say mute it. Yeah. I mean, like, if we sat right here and played a video game while we're doing this and it's
because I remember I was so excited for Spider-Man, I actually streamed it onto my personal YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
And I got, like, 1 or 2 episodes that were copyright striked because of the music.
See, that's retarded. Like, it's so stupid, man. I don't understand. Like, the video game developer doesn't care. Like, that's what YouTube doesn't seem to understand. Like, they're okay with people streaming their product.
Yeah. If anything, it kind of gets more people to be like, oh, it looks really fun. Let me try it myself.
And that's what Twitch is about. They don't care. They've said it. They don't care. There are certain scenes they would request that you don't stream, which is understandable. But
what I don't get is, for example, on Madden 18, when you first boot up the game, there's like this small section of like the screen to get into it that's like, oh, gameplay blocked. And then like 10 seconds later, it's like, gameplay open.
It's probably just a mistake, really. But some of that stuff, I know some of it, like cutscenes, some things don't want you to cutscenes. Some things, it's like, I don't know, I've seen it a couple times, like Call of Duty, when the Activision thing pops up, so you can stream that. Like, which I think is ridiculous, but whatever. Like,
you miss out on self-promotion, but okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know what game it is. Like, it's not like, oh, this is Duty of Call. Like, no, it's Call of Duty. Like, there's no, I don't know. There's the rules about stuff like that are so weird. I don't really understand them. Mm-hmm. And YouTube makes it so much more not understandable. I don't know. We'll talk about that one of these days.
Yeah, we have an episode planned on just YouTube that I'll probably have to take over because I'm the YouTube addict, but...
I'm going to start looking into it because I'm legitimately confused as to what the hell's going on YouTube as far as what... I know kind of how people... I don't know. It doesn't matter. Anyway, Marvel. YouTube is marvelous, right? We love it. But... Now, I think, talking about it, though, I think, I will say I think Spider-Man is my favorite. I think I followed closely, maybe not if tied with the Hulk and then Deadpool. Because as an adult, I mean, I really appreciate them making a movie that's so gritty that, it's a good movie. Okay, but that's the thing about it. Deadpool is actually a good movie. Like, the story, there's a story there. It's not just some dude cutting up. It mostly is. But there's a story. And, look, I don't think I've laughed so hard in a long time. It's a funny movie. They're making a 3, I'm guessing?
Yeah, so that's some point in the future they're gonna do it. They're just trying to get all their places in line with the X-Men universe and the Fantastic Four and stuff.
Do you think they're ever gonna give them a like a top of the line X-Men to be in that movie?
I have no idea.
Man, that'd be awesome. Like if Wolverine was around, because that would have been perfect. I think Wolverine fits in that scheme really well.
Yeah, but that's one of the weird things, though, is Hugh Jackman was like, okay, Logan's going to be my last one. But he's kind of like, keeps opening the door to where, like, maybe for a Deadpool movie I'll come back.
I think he'd be perfect. Because, I mean, you remember Origins, right? X-Men Wolverine. the movie was one thing, but then the game was like gritty. Like the game was legitimately gritty. I was like, wait a minute now. Like,
Yeah, you do this like spin move, just blood goes swirling everywhere.
yeah, I mean, no, you like would cut people up. Like it was gritty as hell.
Yes.
And I think that fits Deadpool. Like I think if you put that, and I don't think people would have their feelings hurt. Dude, people know what Wolverine's about. He ain't no bitch, man. He's out here killing people. Like I mean, he like the guy can't die. You know what I'm saying? Well, I guess he can actually, but it's very hard to kill him. He's seen a lot of things, man.
Yeah, and the thing with the whole Deadpool thing, you don't even cheapen his death by bringing him back, because technically, it'll be before the events of Logan.
I didn't see Logan. I know that he doesn't make it, but I didn't see Logan. Was it good? The reason I didn't see it is I didn't want to see him die. I'm emotional.
I mean, yeah, it was very interesting to the little girl that's with him. She is feisty and is wonderful. But, that's cool. And also when he pretty much fights a clone of himself, that was cool. Yeah, there's a clone of Wolverine in that movie. And it's like a younger Wolverine.
So look, spoiler for how does he die? What happens?
He just gets to the point where he's so old that he just kind of...
Oh, okay. So it's not like he doesn't get murdered. Like he didn't get murked. He just dies.
Well, I mean, he didn't exactly end on the best circumstances physically, but he because of course you have like a final battle kind of thing. So
right. I mean, does he win the battle and then die? Is it like that?
Yeah.
Okay. So well, I mean that makes sense. I mean, that's one of the things. I guess sooner or later you get so old, even having a hard time dying becomes easier to die.
Because that was one of the things throughout the movie where his regenerative powers weren't working as well.
Will that eventually happen to Deadpool?
I have no idea. Deadpool's a whole different animal. Which, funny enough, Wolverine isn't even... Everyone thinks of Wolverine as being like similar to like a wolf. But a Wolverine's like, what, is that basically similar to like a badger or something?
I think it is. It's like, it really is. And it's weird, because they're like feisty as hell. Like, you don't want to get caught up with no badger, dog. I mean, honey badgers especially, but I think even badgers will mess you up given the opportunity.
Yeah. But I don't think we could talk about Marvel without talking about the man himself, Stan Lee.
R.I.P.
Which I never like shook his hand or anything, but he was at Comic-Con a few years ago when I went, and I was in on his panel, and he was such a nice, chill dude.
Yeah, I if we're gonna give him a moment for sure, man. Stan Lee, whether you watch superhero movies or whether you don't, I guarantee you, to some degree, this man has affected your life. And I didn't say to some degree, to a large degree. He is the reason that the Marvel Cinematic Universe has changed the game. I mean, it's wild, man. It's wild what, some guy who had an opportunity, took his little opportunity, and all of a sudden, bam, you got Spider-Man, you got all these superheroes, all these things. And not only that, something about seeing him in the movies, man.
Yeah, the nice little cameo. Just
yeah, it was always so nice.
Yeah, it was always like this just out the box cameo, but it just fit perfectly with what was going on.
Yeah, I mean, Into the Spider-Verse, he's the guy selling the costume.
Mm-hmm.
It always fits. He was in the Maximum Overdrive as well. He's a hot dog vendor. He sells hot dogs in the Lego Marvel Maximum Overdrive. What are you looking at? It's just a hot dog. And there's like Venom behind him. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's just it was always nice. It was always a breath of fresh air when he was around.
Yeah, I love how his first cameo in the MCU was in Iron Man, and it was he was referred to as Hugh Hefner by Tony Stark.
It makes sense. But no, yeah, I mean that he opened the door, and really, even people that are fans of DC, you've got to respect this man, because look, there are some DC characters that came first. I'm not going to argue that, but I really feel like in Marvel, and it ain't just him. There's a lot of people that are involved, but he was kind of the driving force. He was the face of it, so he was very important.
Him and what was it, Joe Ditko? They were the two that kind of created most of the characters that we know.
And so you have to appreciate that, because there was a formula that was also created, and that formula has worked since, I don't know what, the 60s, the 50s, 40s. I mean, it's literally, it's worked all the way through, even for the other comics. I mean, even for DC, even for, I mean, there's a lot of other comics out there, but then on top of that, basically he's the guy. He's the reason, like you said, we have the cinematic universe that literally has changed the game. Things are not the same anymore. Like they're not even close.
No.
Like things are. I mean, you're talking about several movies that made $1 billion, and things are way different than they were.
And the crazy thing is, because of their success, there's so many movie studios that are trying to create their own cinematic universes.
Yeah, and they're failing miserably.
Yeah, like I would say the DCEU is starting to get a little bit of ground, but not enough to catch up to Marvel. But they are starting to kind of get their own. It's not really a universe now because they're kind of just picking and choosing just movies and not really worried about connecting them.
Right.
But they're just creating a bunch of superhero movies.
Do you think that? You think that people are being harder on those movies because of the Marvel movies? What
Definitely.
I mean, yeah, like I mean, because they're not that bad. Like seriously, people. Like I mean, The Man of Steel. It's a good movie. I mean, it's a good movie. Like
I mean, Man of Steel wasn't the thing everyone was upset with. Most people loved Man of Steel. It was when they got to Batman vs Superman and the plot of everything just kind of got so convoluted. Especially
that I can feel. Yeah.
It was. I think for a lot of people, the moment that Superman snapped Zod's neck, that was the moment they were kind of like, we're going too gritty.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I get that, but I think that you know, there's a I don't know. I do feel like a lot of it is people really trying to compare it to Marvel, and they really shouldn't be compared. Because again, I mean, the Batman, Ben Affleck is a good Batman. I hate Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck, I hate you, but God, is he a good Batman? I mean,
yeah, it was
he
just
is.
The problem was Batman. He's supposed to be dark and gritty, but
Right.
not this whole universe.
No, it's not. Yeah, not you know, Metropolis isn't Gotham, right? Like that's the
Yeah,
point.
because Superman is truth, justice, and the American way.
Mm.
You can't have him stomping people's necks. You can't have him having this dark.
I just want to make a point. We did blow up that general a couple days ago. I'm just saying. What I'm saying is that if you true, I get what you're saying, but the American way is blowing people up. Just for the record, ex Japan. He's truth, justice, and the ideal American way.
Okay, that's actually probably more fair at this point.
Yeah, no, it is. No, but I didn't see Aquaman yet. I plan on it. It's on HBO right now. I'm gonna have to watch that.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I heard it was pretty good. And Jason Momoa, I mean, if it's not good, he'll come to your house and beat you up. So you better say it's good. Like that's a man right there.
Yeah, we'll definitely get into more of this in the next episode.
Right.
But yeah, Stan Lee, he created this universe that he was the one who gave us Captain America punching Hitler. So
Yeah, I mean that's awesome. Anybody punching Hitler is awesome, but Captain America punching Hitler is that's American, man.
like that was literally his first issue, and that was just punch him right in the face, which was just dope.
Well, you gotta give him that.
But he created all these characters, and like we said, Spider-Man was built to be the most relatable character. He was supposed to be that character that, yes, he had superpowers, but he was just a normal person.
Right. No, absolutely. Right.
He had normal problems. They illustrate that very well in the opening scene of the Spider-Man game, where it's like, oh, hey, I have the choice to be Spider-Man or pay my bill right now. Because remember how they signed the overdue rent bill?
Oh, yeah.
And he decides to go be a hero.
Yeah, that's really crappy that you're like saving the whole city and they're like, you owe us money. Like, but that's how it would be. Like, just because you're a hero, nobody would cut you a break. Like, not in this world. So it kind of makes it, like, it is super relatable. Like, everybody's a hero, like, in their own world, right? So, like, you're out here doing all this stuff, you're raising your kid, doing all this, but you better still pay your bills on time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it doesn't really matter. Nobody's going to see that as you doing anything for anyone, even though you might, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even know how he affords rent anyway. Man lives in New York.
I mean, he lives in, like, a studio apartment, so...
Yeah, man, it's got to be... What?
That's still probably, like, $1,500 to $2,000 at least.
I mean, when does he work? What are his hours?
I mean, in the game, he's working at with Doc Ock, so...
Right, yeah, but it's like, is he getting paid?
I assume he's getting paid.
I don't know. I thought he said...
Because he's, like, heavily involved in the projects. There's no way they'll just be like, oh, you pretty much helped create this whole thing. We're not going to pay you, though.
Right, because at one point, Doc Ock has to, like, let him go, right? That was the thing.
Yeah, because of budget.
Funding, right? Yeah. No, I remember that.
Because Oscorp is...
That was kind of a sad because like you really kind of like you're like, man, Doc Ock, man, you know it's gonna be bad.
Like the second
we both know it's gonna be bad.
The second you see on the subtitles Dr. Octavius, you're like, God damn it!
You're like, son of a shit, here we go. Like, but he's so nice, and you're like, I'm gonna have to beat your face in later.
But that's one of the great things about the villains too, is a lot of them are just.
They're also relatable. No, they're the same thing as Spider-Man. The difference is that they go the other way. They're super relatable. Yeah.
It's for him. He's lost funding and he really wants this thing to work. And
he needs it to work for him. He's losing like he's basically dying, and he needs this to survive. I remember in that game specifically, I felt bad. I was like, damn, bro. Like, I get it. Like, I probably do the same thing. Like, no, their villains are relatable. Even Scorpion. I mean, really only Carnage. Is it really? We talked about that earlier. Really, just Carnage is the only one that's not relatable. Yeah,
those symbiotes kind of just change you mentally, but...
Well, in Carnage, if I remember right, Carnage is the guy who is taking over. I don't remember his name, but he's like a dick. He's not like a cool dude.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much just a psychopath who takes him. That's why it's such a...
It's that's why it's worse. I can't remember his name, but yeah.
Because Eddie Brock, he's kind of a dick, but he's not a horrible person.
No, he's just misguided.
But I can't remember his name for the guy who is Carnage, but it's... Yeah, can you look that up very quick?
Yeah,
because it's gonna bug the crap out of me.
Yeah, me too. That's why I'm pulling it up.
It's like I always know the name and the character, but I can't think of Carnage's person.
Cletus Cassidy.
There we go.
He's a serial killer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean that's why he's so bad. He is a psychopath.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't wait. I hope they put him in. So is it gonna be like Venom fighting Carnage?
I mean, I think the title of the movie is Venom 2: Maximum Carnage.
So are they going to? I mean, are we making Venom an anti-hero at this point?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's
they already
like a good guy.
They already established that in the first Venom movie.
Yeah, I guess so. I didn't know if it was gonna they were gonna try to.
Because remember how the whole thing was Eddie was trying to say, "Hey, let's stop eating people."
Yeah, that's true. How do you go from eating people to be like, you know what? Let's just stop and I'll mentally I'll be okay.
And I if I remember correctly, I think they end up settling on you can eat people, but only bad people.
Yeah. So really, we're gonna have a Venom hero. Is what's slowly gonna happen here.
Well, I mean, it's still not the right thing to do technically, but so we'll go anti-hero.
I mean, you can eat people. Like all right, like you like Carnage. Why can't he eat Carnage? That's a terrible dude, man.
How would you eat Carnage?
Well, if you could get Cletus out of it, I'm saying you could eat Cletus Cassidy. He's terrible. Like, right? Look, what I'm saying is, all right. So, obviously, not going to get Carnage to go to court and give him the death sentence. So you might as well just let Venom eat him.
What is it with you and eating?
I'm not. Look, I'm not saying that I'm going to want to eat people. I'm just saying that if you fight in Carnage and you see a chance to eat the guy and get it all over with, you got to eat him.
But then the symbiote that's on him will go to someone else and twist their mind.
Yeah, but it can't be any worse than Cletus Cassidy. Like, who is it going to find that's worse than Cletus Cassidy?
I'm sure there's someone out there.
Donald Trump. That's a joke. No, I don't know. I mean, because you could pull him out of there, but you're right, the symbiote. So you got to kill the symbiote, right?
Yeah, I think the symbiote's supposed to be basically allergic to fire. So
the Carnage one, I think, yeah, that one is, right? Or is it the Venom one? One of them doesn't do as bad or on fire.
I don't really know that lore way too much. I know the characters, but I don't really know.
Well, because it wasn't explored as much because of how gritty it is. Like, you'd have to probably go and find the comic and really like dig through and find out. But yeah, man, Marvel.
They changed everything.
They changed the game. Marvel came in here like Stone Cold Steve Austin and just changed the game.
Yeah, not even Marvel Studios by themselves, but just the X-Men movies and the Spider-Man movies, and Blade, for that matter.
Blade is Marvel, right? Yeah. Blade. Hey, look, real talk, Blade's a good movie. I don't care I'm going home and watch Blade today. When I get home, I'm watching Blade. Blade's a good movie. The first one. I don't know, the other ones are kind of weird, but Wesley Snipes was good in Blade.
Wait, wasn't Ryan Reynolds in like the third one? I
think he was, and so was what's his name? I think was in the first one. The guy who played Norman Reedus. Norman Reedus was in there. Yeah. He's one of the vampire hunters. But no, I mean, I think we give Disney a lot of credit for that. But
Mhm.
really, this was something that was rolling before, and Disney just happened to see it, and they jumped on
Yeah,
it. They jumped on it.
when they bought Marvel in 2011, that was kind of like the shift point to definitely focusing on the consumer, but they definitely took it to the next level.
No, look, they did do a lot, and they had the money to do a lot, and definitely all the powers that be knew that. But the ball was rolling before Disney got involved. I'm not going to give them all the credit, because they did have the Hulk movie. Iron Man came out and wasn't Disney, was it? The first one?
No,
No,
that was
'cause
technically under Universal.
Yeah. So the powers that be were trying to get something going. Luckily, though, I will give Disney this. Luckily, they came in and put it all together. I think that's important. They were able to get all of it and put it all together, and it's just so much easier. That's the problem with Sony right now. It's so much easier to deal with it if it's all under one roof.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on Fantastic Four, both the mid 2000s and 2015?
I hate it. I hate all of it. I hate the Fantastic Four, and I think it's because the mid 2000 ones were so bad. I just have a hard time even getting back into it. I don't. I'm not the one to be asking that question, brother.
True, but I find for the Fantastic Four, the 2005 and 2007 movies, those were good in my opinion.
Right.
They were cheesy and just campy, but they were fun. They were fun superhero movies, and it kind of gave you an idea of the Fantastic Four. The Fantastic Four from 2015, however, if that would
Shit.
if that would just been called like the superhero family, that would have been fine. It's because they slapped Fantastic Four on there that is why I don't like it.
No, I kind of feel the same way. Kind of feel the same way about that movie. That's kind of how I feel about the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern movie. Like it was like,
So like as a movie, it's good, but with the title, it's
right. Like it really wasn't that. Like, all right, I mean, I'm gonna be, and look, people are gonna at me for this. Anybody who watches this or listens is gonna at me for this. The movie wasn't that bad. Ryan Reynolds did not do a bad job. It was just like if you know anything about the Green Lantern, he ain't like that. Like he ain't like making racetracks and do like he's much more serious. And so like if it had been, I don't know, man, because the first time I saw it, I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I like started, I was like, man, Green Lantern seems kind of cool. And then I look at him, I'm like, actually, he's kind of a dick.
Well, I mean, to be fair, when you first get that kind of power, you're gonna think of the simplest things, like a racetrack or a machine gun. But
yeah, I mean, and I guess that's a thing. And I think if you really start that, and see, that's a very good point. And just that point alone, if you take it that way, it kind of makes it a better movie.
like, it definitely needed a better story.
The story was nice.
But Ryan Reynolds did the best he could.
Dude, no, Ryan Reynolds. I don't think I've ever seen a movie where Ryan Reynolds is bad. Like as far as his performance goes, he's good. I mean, yeah, he's
I
fine.
mean, if Ryan Reynolds plays Ryan Reynolds, it's
Dude,
golden.
Ryan Reynolds should play Ryan Reynolds in a biography about Ryan Reynolds. Like,
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds is pretty amazing. I'm looking forward to seeing that movie, Free Guy, that's coming out.
what's that about?
Basically, Ryan Reynolds is supposed to be this NPC in a video game, but then apparently he finds these glasses and he realizes he's in a video game.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah, I saw the trailer for that the other day. That looks good.
Yeah, it looks like Grand Theft Auto, but with Ryan Reynolds, which I'm down for.
Grand Theft Auto Reynolds.
Grand Theft Reynolds.
Grand Theft. Hey man, we should start a company.
What do you the company be?
GTR, man, Grand Theft Rentals, and we'll steal people's shit and rent it back to them. Anyway,
That sounds sketchy, but okay.
that's illegal. No, yeah, man, Ryan Reynolds is he's doing something right.
Yeah, he's going all over the comic book movies. He's been on Marvel side, he's been on DC side, but whatever he's in, he always brings that comedic value to it.
Yeah, he's super funny. He's also, I think he's in some serious movies too.
Yeah, there's actually one where he's buried alive and he has to get out, kind of thing. I never actually watched the movie, but there's a movie with him.
They should remake Phone Booth with Ryan Reynolds. Anybody want to do that? You ever saw Phone Booth?
No, I haven't.
They should do it. It's like this guy in a phone booth. And they're like somebody trying to kill him. if he steps out the phone.
I think I've heard of it, but I never actually seen it.
Like, for being a movie with like 90% of it's in a phone booth, it's pretty good. Yeah, yeah, you know, I mean, what do you know? But yeah, man, I definitely think that, but again, that's another one. I mean, he's really given a lot to comic book movies, Ryan Reynolds, and you know,
because he was in Blade, he was in Deadpool, he was in Green Lantern. He was also, it's not technically a comic book movie as we know, but I think he was I want to say he was like in The Losers or whatever it was.
The Losers.
It's kind of like a action adventure comic booky kind of thing.
Yeah, I can't wait to go watch Blade now. Like, I'm super excited to watch Blade. I haven't seen Blade in so many years, and like, I don't know if you watch Blade.
No.
Dude, it's a good movie. I mean, look, the acting's not great, but I mean, it's like, you know, it's Wesley Snipes with a sword. Like, I mean, I don't really like, you know, he's like, I'm Wesley Snipes. I got a sword and I cut people up.
Yeah, the late 90s, early 2000s, they're definitely trying to find their ground with making movies, because there was also Daredevil and Elektra.
Dude, we miss, you know, another Spawn. Spawn. Yeah, man. Terrible.
Isn't
movie.
it DC though?
I don't know, but it's terrible. It really wasn't that good. And Spawn, probably is DC, but I'm saying that, like, but to that same point, yeah.
But speaking of DC, I guess we should wrap this up so that way we can get ready to do the DC portion of this.
I wonder. Hold on one second. Let me see if I just want to cover that Spawn point real quick.
The Spawn point.
Spawn point.
Can you...
Hold on, man. Almost done. Calm down.
These poor listeners have been listening for an hour.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Actually, Spawn is not part of Marvel or DC. However, he was created by Marvel artists.
Was it Dark Horse Comics or something?
I'm not sure. It says that he was created by Todd McFarlane, but he left Marvel after some creative differences involving a character he helped develop. So I guess he took Spawn with him. So technically, he's Marvel.
In a way. But, yeah, so guess we'll see y'all next week on the DC portion of this. Be sure to check him out, Left on Red. Check out my short stories.
You said that so sad. You're like, I guess we'll see you guys next week. we really don't want to go. Now it's time for so long.
Well, because we're already an hour, and that's kind of like our cutoff point.
Yeah, no, it is. Although I know Derek could talk about Marvel.
Dude, I could talk about Marvel all day.
I don't even have to be here. Like, I'm just here to talk shit, basically. That's all I do.
Yeah, but Left on Red, short stories. Check us out on Facebook, website, YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, Deezer, TuneIn, other places.
Young Money. I thought you were rapping. I'm sorry. You weren't rapping?
I was not rapping.
Oh, man.
I don't rap.
Well, guys, love you all. One love. Peace out.
And see you next week when we talk about DC Comics.